Rabbi David Grossman related the most incredible story. In 2004, the rabbi was on his way from Eretz Israel to America. He was going to fundraise for his Migdal or institutions. He gets to the gate, and one of the representatives of the airline recognizes him and says, "Oh, Rabbi, I want to give you a first-class seat." The rabbi doesn't usually like taking such offers because he doesn't want to make it seem like he's spending the tzedakah money with luxuries, even though he's getting it for free, but it looks bad. But that day, he really wasn't feeling well, so he accepted the offer. Now, in the row of seats right next to him in first class was an elderly American couple. Rabbi Grossman had an impulse to do something he never done before. He went over to the couple and introduced himself. He told them he runs a number of schools for orphans, youth at risk, and children of broken families. Perhaps you would like to see a video of them, he asked. And he was surprised that they actually agreed. He showed them a 7-minute presentation about his work right on their tray table in the first class section. When it ended, as he reached out to take back his device, he accidentally pushed a button on the man's armrest. The problem was, this was a button that causes the seat to convert into a flat bed. Aided by the man's weight, the seat back dropped into a horizontal position, slamming the man flat on his back. Of course, Rav Grossman was mortified, and he kept apologizing, but nothing he said, it just felt so silly. In Rav Grossman's confusion, for a reason that he still can't explain, he bent down and kissed the man on his forehead and quickly pressed the button to restore him to a sitting position. Then he darted back to his seat. Of course, he felt terrible about the whole incident, and he didn't want to even turn his head towards their direction. But 5 minutes later, he felt a tap on his shoulder. It was a man that he just tipped over. And this is an absolutely true story. The man introduced himself and said, "I'm a good friend of the Jewish people, and I visited Israel many times. This time, I came prepared to give a huge donation designated for a program that provides a warm environment for Jewish children in need. But I wasn't happy with any of the venues I saw, so I held back the money. And then I made a vow. I prayed to God to send me a sign indicating to whom to give the money. What was the sign? I'll tell you, and my wife will confirm it is true. I said that the first person to present me with a program for such children and kiss me on my forehead will be the one to receive the contribution." Right there on the airplane, the man wrote a very generous check, and it was the perfect timing for Rabbi Grossman. He had been struggling to build a large complex for teenage girls. He signed the contract. He had paid the initial installments, but didn't have any idea how he was going to meet the payments. The 6-figure check he received that day enabled him to complete the project. Rabbi Grossman was absolutely stunned by the whole sequence of events. What were the chances that we would happen to find himself in a situation where we'd feel compelled to kiss this particular multimillionaire on his forehead? Hashem had provided the salvation in a most miraculous way. Have a wonderful day.